It's the first day of school. Not going to do a whole lot today, but I do want to get something done. So what we're going to do today is go over kind of how the class is going to work, the syllabus, what's expected, just some of those things. And so you know exactly what to expect. So most of this stuff will be for both of my classes, what I call course 3 and course 4. That will be maybe one little difference, and I'll talk about that as we go. So just to get started, on the top here, 4 different ways you can contact me. This is my school cell phone, my email. People that had distance learning before with me, we used Facebook, so my Facebook Messenger for this class. And then probably the biggest thing is if you're on Teams, if you just do the chat, you start typing in that, and you will be able to contact me individually. So, and we'll get into more on how to use the Teams for different things and stuff as we go. But class objective, the goal of this class is to improve your math knowledge, to be successful with your future goals, whether it's a job placement, college placement, life skills, buying stuff, saving money, stuff like that, or any standardized tests that you may need to take, like ACT, things like that, which some of you might not be important to some of you, and that's fine. But you will have a job, you will have certain life skills. So that's what we want to improve on. It's not to have everyone be great at all math, okay? It's just to improve your math knowledge. The class environment should be similar to a job. You should be expected to communicate with me like you would communicate with a boss. You'll have certain expectations and responsibilities that you'll need to meet. And the 2 main things that'll help you accomplish this is communication and work ethic. If you can do those 2 things, you're going to be just fine in this class. So communication on the level of if you have questions, even with the technology or specific math, things, other issues going on in your life, or you need me to help you get set up with certain help for other things in your life, that's what we're here to help you with. So communication is big, and then the work ethic. Again, I don't expect everyone to be great at math, but you do need to work and try, and you will be fine. The next big thing, you can earn $100 per class for this first semester. Okay, so if you get full credit in this class, you will earn $100. Okay, and so you're taking 3 classes right now. So if you get full credit in all 3, this first 4 weeks, you could earn $300. And then that's true for sure for this whole first semester, and may go on past that. But we were able to get a certain grant that is allowing us to have this money, and we're going to use it while it's available. Just remember, that's full credit is guaranteed you $100. There may be money awarded for partial credit, so partial of the 100, but you get full credit, it's for sure 100. One thing, I think this was talked about at your orientation, but we are now doing sessions instead of quarters. So what that means is you usually have 6 classes per quarter, and the quarters are around 8 weeks long. And the standard would be you get 1 credit per class. So that would give you 6 credits a quarter, or 24 credits per year. Now, though, at least for this year, we're doing sessions. So instead of 4 quarters, we're doing 8 sessions. Okay, the difference now is you only take 3 classes at a time, so per session, and those last about 4 weeks, and the standard is still going to be 1 credit per class. So that would give you 3 credits per session, and with 8 sessions per year, it still gives you 24 credits per year. Okay, the main thing to understand with this is that since you only have 3 classes per session, The goal is to get the same amount of work done you would usually do in a quarter for 8 weeks, but now it's in 4 weeks. So because you only have half the classes, you're going to be doing twice the amount of work in that time, in the session instead of a quarter. So I hope that makes sense. If you need help with that being explained to you, let me know. So you don't have as many classes, but you will be doing more work for those classes in a shorter time. And then you get, so like if you have science, math, and art right now, you work hard on those 3 classes for 4 weeks, and then you get to take those classes off while you do 3 new classes. So how you earn credit in math class. 50% is test, quiz, and assignments. Okay, and basically in distance learning, it's going to be almost all tests. There may be some little quizzes and assignments. Something we didn't do last spring is there's still going to be a respect and effort score. So mainly there's going to be certain communication that I expect that I'll ask for, and it'll be worth respect and effort points for communication, which should be very, very easy points. So it could be just watching a lesson and writing me saying you wrote or you watched this lesson, and that's going to be worth points. Number 2, so based on your percent on the above, this is how you earn credit. So 70% and above, you get 1 credit, and the breakdown goes as follows. Okay, so with the respect and effort scores built into that, that should be that should help you get that 70% or more. The other thing, way attendance comes in, okay, is your expectation in the distance learning is 90% or above. Okay, and attendance, all that is, and I'll show you later on my page and most pages, is just clicking on the attendance check-in tab and writing in here. That's your attendance. Okay, so you need to do that 90% of the time or more. If your percentage drops below that, this is what happens to your credit. So if you were to have 80% attendance, whatever you earned in credit, it's going to drop 0.25. So you might have over 70% of your scores, so that would earn you 1 credit. But if your attendance is 80, it's going to drop 0.25. So attendance is important. Okay. How the math class will work. Now this could be a little different for each class, but the way my math class will work, and now most of this is the same if you're in my course 4 class instead of course 3. There's just one difference, but the way the classes run will be the same. The lessons will be pre-recorded. You can watch them whenever you want. And again, sometimes I may ask you to send me a message that you watched one, and that will count towards your respect and effort score. I will be available during our class time for any help and questions. So course 3, that's 10:30 to 12:30. If you're in course 4, that's 8:30 to 10:30. So that's the difference. So I will be available for help. And I suppose even if you're in course 4, you could chime in at 10:30 and ask for help too, but you probably have another class at that time. If you need, the one thing that's also different now than it was if you were here in the spring, is if you need in-person help, either with technology or the math, you can ask me to set up an appointment to meet at GAP and to get help. Okay, so I will be in the building at least 2 days a week, but probably more. Okay, don't forget to check in daily for attendance. Checking in with another teacher does not count for this class. So if you check in for Patty or for Mike, that does not count for this class. You need to go to this class on Teams and check in. Okay, this is important to receive credit. You do not have this yet if you are watching this on September 8th or 9th, but there will be a study guide and a practice workbook where you can practice the work. You will get, these will be paper copies, okay? And you will also get a textbook paper copy. These rarely will be required, okay, but will be worth extra credit if they are done. And I highly recommend doing them as it will help you prepare for the tests and as a way to get easy points. Okay, so just by doing the work, you're going to get points that will add on to your test scores. Okay. Later on, I will show you how you'll have to take pics of the handwritten work and send them to me, and I will show you how to do that in a different video. We will have up to 6 tests this session. I will set the dates that you should have them done by, but you can ask for the test beforehand if you'd like to work ahead and get extra credit. So even though this class is worth 1.0 credit, you could get more than that if we don't get to all these tests, but you do. Okay. You always have the option of retaking the tests, but make sure you don't fall behind in the current lessons. So this is the breakdown for the tests, 6 tests in course 3. So it's 1.1 through 1.4 and so on. Course 4 still has 6 tests, but the numbers breakdown will be a little different. And that'll be shown in your paper copy when I pass out the syllabus. So, and just the end on this all, this most likely is not the ideal learning environment for any of you, but we need to try to make the best out of this odd situation. You still have the opportunity to earn all your credits and earn money while you do it. So remember, you get $100 per credit. Make sure you are doing the 2 things I mentioned on the other page: communicate and have a good work ethic. If you do these 2 things, you will be successful in this class. So just so you know, there will be kind of a little questionnaire test type thing on the information in here. I will send out a video on how to do that. But if there's any questions, communicate with me on one of those 4 methods at the top of the page. Ideally, if you're in Teams, use the Teams chat, but you can still use these other 3 if needed. Okay, so I look forward to helping you out this quarter, and or this session, I should say, and let's have a good session.